Hello, this is Juha from the Backworlds team. This week for the blog I thought I'd try something different, so I thought of just talking a bit about design for Backworlds and do it in a sort of interactive way. And just to as a first try, I'll go ahead and talk about the demo levels that we have for the game. So yeah, I'll just play through and talk about some of the decisions that we made. So here I go. So this first part is you can only draw here. So the character is sleeping, so you can't move at all. So you have to draw, then draw back, and we're trying to teach the player how to switch between the two worlds there. And then the character wakes up and you're prompted to walk back and forth. And of course you have to draw yourself out of there. And about this part, what we found is that the player actually learns easier and faster if we don't have those prompts and don't force them to draw in the beginning and stuff. So in some of our later levels that we've done, we've actually just showed them like the buttons pretty much, and like just in the world, and then they figured it out themselves, and that's actually been more effective in having them to learn something. Okay, so here's the first jumping that the character does. So yeah, what we do here of course is that you have to jump while we also show the button prompt, and yeah, and that's just to hammer in like the learning part. You just don't want to like show them this is how you jump. You want to actually teach them like how you use it in the game. And yeah, some of this stuff that I'm talking about here will be quite obvious to game developers, but I want this to be, there might be some stuff here that no one else has thought about before if you're not into game development or play games, I guess. Alright, so here the next part, you have to draw underneath the character, or like downwards, and this is to show the player that you can draw anywhere, or like there can be exits or things anywhere in the world, not just like forwards and backwards and such, just to give the player some hints of that. And yeah, and here's the first real puzzle, I guess. We have to make a staircase using the stones here, and this is pretty much one of the essential parts in this game, is just like using the world to combining the worlds to get past the different parts or obstacles. Yeah, let's go on. Okay. So yeah, so this is pretty much just the evolution of that previous puzzle, where you have to pretty much do the same thing, but you also have to jump and draw. And this is actually something that a lot of people have a hard time with in the beginning, but it's an essential thing to learn to be able to play this game properly, that you can move and draw at the same time. And yeah, and this is also another evolution of that like you can move on things and draw and jump at the same time. So yeah, that can be hard to coordinate, and that really is like one of the most challenging things we find for the players in the beginning, just learning to like coordinate between these worlds and jumping and drawing all at the same time. But yeah, most people seem to get used to it fairly fast. And here, next part here, you pretty much do the same thing, except in the other world. Just draw away and then jump. But what we find is that when we put puzzles in the just exactly the same puzzles. But in the Backworld, people will get confused and they'll get stuck. And this is also like something we just have to teach the player, that you know, the Backworld works the same way, and you just need to think like that they're the same pretty much, but just you know, you draw back and forth. Yeah, sorry, that was a stupid explanation, but okay. Let's see, next level. Okay, so here we have the first like interactive object or movable object that the player, oh, glitch, okay, never mind. So you grab something and then you move it around here, and we're telling the player that it respawns at certain spots and stuff. And what's important here is that we're forcing the player to actually have this object drop to even continue. That's to also just teach the player that this is how it works. If you just accidentally drop an object down, it will just respawn and you can go get it again. And then yeah, you have to use this object also to solve the puzzle. This might have been, maybe if I did this now, I might have separated that part of like having the respawning object and this puzzle directly after, might have separated them, just not confuse the player into thinking that this object dropping was one thing and then getting up here is something different. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, here we just want to teach the player that you can jump and push something at the same time. That's the only way you can like proceed here is by doing that. It's quite straightforward, but you might not understand that in the beginning of the game, so it's a good thing to teach. Alright. And in this puzzle, we'll teach the player how to, well, actually this is more of a pure puzzle, but the part that you have to stack these two objects, that's actually used in the boss battle of the game, or of all these levels. So that's a lesson that you need to learn, that you can stack things. And yeah, you just figure that out by trying to solve the puzzle, pretty much. There's a lot of experimentation here, usually when people are doing this. And one interesting thing here also is that we taught the player just in the puzzle before that you can jump and push stuff, and that's what you might need to do here, is just jump and then push the upper block, and you get this staircase. Yeah, and then we just keep going. Get to another thing here, and here we're trying to teach the player just about this door here. So push here, just open up, and well, we're teaching about both the doors and these activators. So you have to bring these objects to these marked spots, and then this line goes up there and where it's connected and all that stuff. So yeah, and then there's a little puzzle in it as well, where you actually have to pull it away and then go around. So it's fairly simple. Okay, go. Next level. So yeah, I apologize about I'm having some problems with the frame rate while recording this, but yeah, I think you'll live. Alright, So here we actually go with a completely new mechanic here, and you go upside down pretty much. And this is something that we've had comments on, that the rules suddenly change for the game, and we will try to smooth that out in the full game, where like it will be quite clear that you're coming to something completely new, and where things are different pretty much. We'll do that by having different worlds that are wildly different, like graphical styles and everything. So yeah, I think it will be I think the players will buy that a bit easier if it's clear that it's a totally different place. Okay, so yeah, the first puzzle for this inverse gravity is it's fairly simple, like the concept of it, but it's also a quite important lesson for this mechanic, is like that you can move across using this inverse, like as well as move up and down like this. You can also move across like this, and it's an important puzzle, or important lesson, but it's actually not used much in this demo, but it's very important for the full game, that you know that you can navigate using that, not just go upside down. Okay, and here we just move this wall away, up. Yeah, and this is also something that we moved away from, because here you see this wall here is completely, you can't really see that there's supposed to be a hole up here, but so what we've gone towards instead for the full game is that it will be fairly obvious where you can draw, and not at all times, except for maybe some secret passageways and stuff like that, but it will always be clear, because we don't want this, we want this to be about solving the puzzle and not finding the puzzle pieces and stuff like that. It shouldn't be like a game of hide and seek or whatever. Okay, so yep, just another little puzzle here. Yeah, it goes down. Okay, then we get to the boss battle. And yeah, what we tried, well, what our thinking was for this boss battle was that you do stuff that you've done before in the game, or in these levels. So you have this pushing objects, you have these activators up here, and some doors, and this inverse gravity. And well, we make a lot of mistakes in this boss battle actually. One of them, which is this solution for this one, which is you go up, like you put the block on top of the player, which might be tricky to figure out, because you don't really do anything like that before. So I sort of like the puzzle that it's a sort of a twist on what you've done before, but we should probably maybe have some more like indicators or something similar that you do before in the game that hints you about this behavior, or that you can do this. Okay, so we just push this and pull this out here, and here we reverse the gravity so that it's upside down in one, and down in the other, and that's, I don't know, it's actually quite unnecessary thing and just confusing. And I wish we probably shouldn't have done that. It's just a bit annoying actually. Because if you find that people already struggle with like trying to remember which button does what, like which one is the front world and which one is the back world. So doing that was just silly. I just wanted to make something happen, but that was not a smart thing to do. So okay, so next mistake pretty much here is, so in this puzzle you have to bring one of the blocks up here, and to do it you should stack them. And that's why you need to learn that before. But what happens is that most players, they did not bring this other block with them. They just were trying to balance the block on here to have the door open like that. We're just trying to, yeah, just have it stay there somehow. And it was actually possible for some people to do it. Like some people managed to just by standing on it like this or something. And that's something I wish I would have taken care of, where it would have been very clear that that solution didn't work. I really don't mind alternate solutions. We actually encourage, or we try to do that, like when we design some of the puzzles. And sometimes it happens by accident. But these solutions that are quite unclear, if like these solutions that don't really work, except in some like very weird situation, they might work. You might manage to do it, but it should never be that hard. So yeah, that's another thing that I wish I would have done different here. So anyway, I'll just go on here and solve the puzzle. So yeah, that's how it's solved. Just stacking them and then going on. Just yeah, pulling this out of here. Yeah, that's the end of the boss battle there. So yeah, that's pretty much what I had for today. Maybe we'll do something similar to this for other levels or ideas. We'll see. Okay, thanks for watching and listening and all that. See you later.